So in 2006, an American man named Blake Makowski was traveling through Argentina. During his time there, he met many village children that were too poor to own shoes. He really wanted to help them, so he brought his passion back to the United States and founded the company now known as TOMS Shoes. What started as Blake and a few interns in his apartment has now become a multi-million-dollar enterprise. So our group will tell you a little bit how they use pace in the workplace.
Okay, so for professionalism, that comes through with TOMS in the way that they have a very strong culture and they're very proud of that. The culture that they like to promote is a fun, laid-back, and collaborative culture, and you can see that through their workplace. Their office and headquarters is in California, about a block and a half down from the beach, and it's also a very open and fun workplace that promotes and encourages collaboration and conversation between the coworkers. Also, on top of that, there's a TOMS Pathway program for 16 to 24-year-olds, which helps promote them, and they start out in their retail stores, and then they can work up throughout the company, or they can just gain skills to become entrepreneurs and do their own thing with things that they're passionate about. TOMS really cares about people that are passionate about TOMS, giving away shoes, helping others, and coming up with more ideas that can help others.
When it comes to education, TOMS takes a much more unorthodox approach. They really value experience rather than just the typical academics in the sense of school or GPA. So a few ways we see that is they have an internship in the summer. It's a very intensive, rigorous program, and the interns aren't just treated like interns typically are. They don't just fill coffee orders or do paperwork. They are essentially employees. They have their own ideas, their own projects, their own meetings. In fact, the creator of Glitter TOMS was actually an intern of the program. Another thing that they do for education is, as previously mentioned, they are official partners of the 100,000 Opportunities Initiative, where they hire young youth. And then if you are applying to become a TOMS employee, there isn't usually a degree requirement or a certain level of education you need. A lot of times for corporate positions, they'll say either have a bachelor's in this or a comparable amount of work experience in the field. Once you are a part of the TOMS tribe, which includes TOMS employees or suppliers or vendors, then you can go on what's called a giving trip, where you submerge yourself in a culture to help out, you build communities, you make connections, and they really set aside time to reflect on your experience. That way when you bring it back to the US, you can have new ideas, be inspired by what you experienced. And that's really how TOMS incorporates academics.
So for character, TOMS is very proud that they have a workforce that's racially and ethnically diverse. And all of their employees celebrate this diversity. So that's a part where TOMS is very strong in. One part I would say that they're weak in is that they don't go after older workers as much, just because they don't think they'll have as many fresh and innovative ideas, but older workers have more experience and they bring that to the plate. Whereas younger people are more likely to make rookie mistakes, especially for a young company like TOMS, that could be detrimental. Also, going along with diversity in their giving, TOMS has in the past given their shoes more to Christian organizations than secular organizations, and that can be seen as religious bias, which is very dangerous because they are a public company. So they need to be giving equally to Christian and secular kids all over the world.
Since the TOMS founder's 2006 trip to Argentina, where he identified the need for these impoverished children to have shoes, and since starting this one-to-one program where they give a pair of shoes to every pair of shoes purchased, TOMS has given over 60 million pairs of shoes to people in over 70 different countries in need. TOMS community engagement has not stopped there. They've also expanded into programs such as in 2011, they started the TOMS Eyewear program, which has given over 400,000 people prescription glasses and eyesight-saving surgery in over 13 different developing countries. So another effort TOMS has done is in 2014 they started the TOMS Roasting Company, which for every purchase of coffee they have a 1 week supply of clean water. That's 140 liters of clean water given to people without clean, safe access to water. And that's 335,000 weeks of clean, safe water that have been given through TOMS through this program in just the past 2 years. And so third, TOMS started in 2015 the TOMS Bag Collection effort. And this effort has distributed birth kits and skilled trained birth attendants to over 25,000 mothers in developing nations to help promote safe birth and young professional jobs in these communities for women. TOMS promotes these 3 programs through the One Day Without Shoes and World Sight Day every single year. As well, TOMS is also a member of the American Apparel and Footwear Association, where they are active participants in environmental and social responsibility committees, and they're also a part of the Textile Exchange, where they lobby for support for more sustainable materials from their manufacturers. So TOMS makes sure that they have sustainable and fair business practices from their manufacturers in China, Ethiopia, and Argentina, as well as these sustainability practices, one-to-one program, and community engagement and business sustainability efforts. TOMS Footwear has done nearly everything possible to be as ethical and committed to the community as possible. One more philanthropy thing that we suggested that they do is maybe explore additional sustainable materials, have better relations with their supply chain managers, and to better understand the global impact of their products on the world to make their shoes a better, more sustainable product for the world as a whole.